Hey everyone, just wanted to take a quick video here, and I'm going to post it on YouTube obviously because I think these videos are extremely helpful for people that are DIYs like myself, and especially with products that have a little more of a challenge to them. It's always good to see some examples of other people's work and get an understanding of how that process went for them. Just as I've done, I've watched a number of videos on YouTube concerning this product. This product being the Behr Granite Grip paint for your concrete. I know they also have one for wood, but in my application I am applying it on concrete. And right now I'm putting down my second coat. I did put my first coat yesterday. As you can see, I had some pretty rough looking steps and front porch. Concrete was all pitted and whatnot, but I managed to reparge the front of the steps, the risers, before proceeding to this step. And so far things seem to be going down as I expected. You do see here a lap mark, which is from when I cut in that first coat along the edge of the brick and then proceeded with rolling the balance of it. Nonetheless, proceeded now to do my second coat, which, as you can see here, now is looking quite uniform. It's also addressed the lap mark that was along the brick, which that did continue all the way around, as you can see here. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to be happy with the outcome. Certainly I will shoot a video here to show how this looks in the end. But what I can say, it is really important to use the roller, which was an adhesive type of roller, 3mm or 1/4 inch. And don't attempt to use another roller. It is not an easy product to roll on. You will find that to be the case on the first coat. But just as they say, the first coat is a sealer coat, if you will. It should go on thin, and don't worry about getting all the coverage. But once you do start with the second coat, you'll see that it flows extremely well. I'm not going to show a video of it because I don't have a tripod to hold my camera up, but you will see the final result. And as you can see, it's much more consistent looking in terms of the color versus here, this being first coat. And yeah, also the other thing that I picked up on a prior video was the just pouring the product right onto the surface of the cement and then rolling it out. I do find that goes quite easily compared to trying to pick it up off of a tray. So anyways, I'll let it be for now, and then I'll show you what the final result is. So as you can see here, I'm just on my second pass of rolling on my second coat. I just completed another half here, or another third if you will. So I'll just show you here quickly how easily this is spreading. As I said, I just pour it on and then roll it out, and it really does flow smoothly because that first coat has essentially done its job of sealing the concrete, and now you're not getting as much absorption into the concrete, and the friction is less also, so it rolls on pretty smooth, as you can see. So I'll continue here. I don't want to mess this up while I'm shooting video and rolling with one hand. So yeah, I'll continue on with the video as I continue on finishing the job. Thanks. This is it. This is the end of the second coat, and I have to say I'm pretty happy. Product I think is living up to what I was expecting, at least from what I saw at the at Home Depot with the paint swatch that they had there. Mind you, theirs was done on a paver, one of those patio stones or patio pavers, whatever they call them. So a very smooth surface. My steps were in pretty rough shape, in some instances, as you can see here, quite pitted in parts. Another area over here, as you can see, but I was able to obviously push that down with the brush to make sure that there was good contact made with the concrete. I will mention this, the concrete was primed prior to the first coat application. I don't recall if Behr recommends that primer is put down. They do require a fair bit of surface prep, which I had done. I power washed. I used a muriatic acid solution to etch. Not that it was really needed because my concrete wasn't smooth. I think that's more a requirement if you've got polished or very smooth concrete. Mine, as I said, it was quite pitted over the years of being beaten up in winter conditions and whatnot. So I think that lent somewhat to it helping me out in terms of the application and what I'm hoping is the adhesion. Just more surface area for the paint to grab onto. In terms of the paint itself, the amount used, I'd say I got through 1 2/3 gallons of another gallon. And I'm covering approximately 110 square feet here in combination risers and steps, and a little bit on the front of the house as well, as you can see here. So it's quite nice. I mean, the finish is consistent. I just finished the job maybe a half hour ago, and it's already, kind of dry to the touch. There's nothing on it. Nothing that's coming up, though there are some parts that are still wet. Probably the deeper crevices. And yeah, I mean, this was the Behr Granite Grip. I've seen some videos where people were not so pleased with the outcome of their project. At this point, I'd say I am happy. And this will hopefully dry properly. I had some doubts as to whether to start this project. Right now we're in the fall, and yesterday I applied the first coat in probably 8 degrees Celsius, which I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I can tell you it was in the lower range of what was acceptable by Behr. I think they were saying 10 degrees Celsius, and as I said, yesterday was 8 degrees Celsius for that first coat, but I kind of, took a chance figuring that first coat would be a thin coat. It would dry quickly. The second coat now, today, is approximately 12 or 13 degrees Celsius, so a little warmer, probably better for the fact that, that second coat is thicker. Now let's hope that, as the temperature drops overnight, we're not going to end up with any problems. Of course, won't know the outcome of that until next spring. Should be interesting to see how this holds up after winter. A lot of the thaw and freezing that we get through the winter months is what led to the poor conditions that this concrete was ultimately in prior to painting. So I'm hoping that this paint's going to provide a good layer of protection against that. And yeah, I mean, what else can I say? The application went pretty smooth, as I said, indicated a little earlier. I did use the recommended roller. I did not draw from a pan on this second coat. I simply poured it onto the surface and pushed it around, thinning out the layer as much as possible so you don't end up with too thick a layer that won't dry properly. And yeah, I mean, maybe I'll put another coat. I don't know if I'll get an opportunity to do that before it gets too cold, but I'm pretty happy with this as it is, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone has. But preparation is certainly 95% of the job, and I'd say having that primer put down also helped, because yeah, I don't believe Behr requires that you do put a primer down. I think they actually say you can commence right onto bare concrete. So don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but for me it did help. So that's it. Thanks a lot.